Hi! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Teacher Josa, your learning buddy. Welcome to our personal development class. Before we start, we would like to extend our condolences to all our kababayans who were devastated by Typhoon Rolly, and today we continue to pray for safety and protection lalo na sa paparating na bagyong Shawnee. So, I hope we are all okay and nasa maayos tayo na kalagayan or evacuation or kung saan man tayo naroroon. Take care po. So, let's start. Let me share my screen. All right. So, last meeting, our topic is all about stress and effects. We have different types of stress: eustress, distress, hyperstress, and hypostress, no? And its effect. I hope nakatulong naman sa atin yung lesson, no? So for today's lesson, I want you to list down all the available supports around you or your support system, like your family, name of your friends, church mates, your pastors, priests, and other support system that you have, like your org mates, members of the club, and other people that you consider as your support system. Next, I want you to list down your personal talents, habits, skills, practices that help you manage or adversities in life. So, meaning that's your inner support, internal support. Okay? So, for example, I'm a happy I'm a happy person. I tend to laugh if I encounter problems. And sometimes I tend to sleep kasi gusto ko muna ipahinga yung isip ko, then harapin ulit yung problem. That's my personal, 'di ba, way of managing problems or any adversities in life. So, for this motivation part, we call it external and internal resources that are both crucial for our today's topic, coping mechanisms. So for content standard, the learners demonstrate an understanding of the concept about mental health and well-being, particularly stress and coping strategies in middle and late adolescence. For our performance standard, the learner shall be able to identify his or own vulnerabilities and plan on how to stay mentally healthy while coping with stress. For competency, demonstrate personal ways to cope with stress and maintain mental health. Our specific objectives to achieve, of course, those performance standard, and for our most essential learning competency, discuss the problem solving cycle, ways to cope and manage stress, and alternative thought with self compassion, cognitive. We're going to write personal ways to cope with stress and maintain mental health. And if you can share it, mas maganda. Okay? So, let's start. So, this is the problem solving cycle. First is problem identification. Here we ask ourselves, do we actually have a problem? Because problem means any situation that you feel frustration, that is problem, or any conflict situation that you feel frustration or frustrated ka na, no, how to solve this. For example, your class is or your work is at 7 a.m. tas na late ka ng gising like 7:30, and you feel frustrated how to solve it and how to face the problem. So we call it problem. So first things first is, do we actually have a problem? Okay? Do you consider the situation as a problem? Because for some people, yung sumakit yung ulo or malate for example ng pagpasa ng isang requirement, for him or her, it's not a problem, no? Meaning, hindi niya kino-consider na nafu-frustrate siya dun, no? Next, step 2 is I want you to define your problem. The definition of problem. What exactly is our problem? Okay, what exactly is your problem? No? When I ask you, anong problema natin sa per-dev? Kasi po si Ann ganito po, blah, blah, blah. So, I am not asking for other people's problem or yung iniisip mong sitwasyon nila, but I am thinking or asking your own problem. Okay? Next is I want you to select a strategy to solve the problem. So we call it constructing a strategy for problem solving. So first we have analysis. Break down the whole of a complex problem into manageable events. Okay? So napaka-broad ng problema ng pagiging late, no? So I want you to break down this problem into manageable one. So, saang specific aspect ka nalilate? Pagpasa ba? Pagpasok ba ng virtual classroom? Pag-recite pa because of technical difficulties or etc. Then, synthesis, put together various elements to arrange them into something useful. Next is divergent thinking, generate multiple solutions to problems. That is divergent thinking. And last is convergent thinking, narrow down to best answer. Again, in number 3, you're going to generate multiple solutions, just like what we did in our philo class na nagsulat kayo ng different ways to pick yung guava sa kanyang tree. And then, convergent thinking is you select the best solution, okay, you narrow it down. We call it convergent thinking. Okay? Fourth. Fourth is organizing information about the problem. How do the various pieces of information in the problem fit together? So, what are the related informations na magagamit natin in solving the problem or connected siya? Okay? For example, ikaw being late, so ano yung mga informations na kailangan doon? Like for example, your time management, your sleeping habit, your study habit, uh, parent support, rules and regulations of the school, and yung rules and regulation of your teachers, and then yung feeling mo or yung pressure na na-experience mo. So, what are those information about the problem? Okay? Next is allocation of resources. Okay? How much time, effort, and money should I put into this problem? So, that is allocation of resources. Kailangan ko ba ng 100% effort to solve this problem? Do I need my money and other support? No, that is number 5. 6 is monitoring problem solving, meaning you monitor like how many days ka nang frustrate o kaya naman um, monitor other situation related to your problem, kung lumalala ba, okay lang ba, no? And then last is evaluating problem solving, no? Ano yung naging okay sa paglutas mo ng problem, ano yung hindi. Okay? So, you need to evaluate. And then, another problem na naman, no? So, you need to go back to step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So, that is problem solving cycle. Okay? Next is, we have a heuristic for problem solving. So, means ends analysis. Here, we are going to compare your current state with the goal and choose an action to bring you closer to the goal. Okay? So, you need to compare your current state with your goal. Yung ginagawa ko ba ngayon is related to my goal o I'm just wasting of my time? tumagal yung oras nang hindi ko na-accomplish yung gagawin ko. Okay? And then next is you need to choose an action to bring you what? Closer to your goal, or else you will regret, no, hindi ko nagawa, blah blah blah. So another source of frustration. All right, so we call it means ends analysis. Next, you need to break a problem down into smaller sub goals, no. For example, your goal is to finish senior high school with flying colors. So the problem is lack of motivation. So it's very broad, no? So you need to break down your problems. Like, um, it's hard to understand math, and if I find it difficult, nawawala yung motivation ko, gusto ko ng sumuko, or for example, yours comes to worst is gusto ng mangopya. So, you need to break down another problem na, okay, ano bang problem? Bakit ganito? Bakit nga ba ako nahihirapan? So, did I try my best? Best ko na ba yun for me? So, you need to break down smaller sub goals under your general goals o yung masyadong malalawak. Okay? Next is may not work if sub-goals cannot be identified. So, in means and analysis, you need to identify your sub-goals, no? Like, as for the moment, ano yung pwede mong gawin, no? Alright. Next one is working forward. You need to start at initial state and work to goal state. Okay? For example, in mod problems, 2 plus 6 over divided by 4 times 1 equals. So here, we need to complete the math inside parentheses first, then divide the quantities to get the solution. So in working forward, we start at our initial state, no? Ano yung kaya kong gawin ngayon related to my goal? That is working forward. Okay? Next is working backward. So you need to figure out the last step needed to reach your goal, then the next to the last step, and so on. Step po to ha, and so on. All right? So, example, you have lost your keys. Try to remember the last time you used them and work backward. Work backward from goal state. Okay? So, for example, you want to pass the UPCAT, no? And then, so, of course, to be able to pass the exam, syempre, no, passing score. So, that's the goal. So, you need to work backward. Okay. So, ito yung dapat kong gawin, no? Pero here sa example kasi, you have lost your key and try to remember the last time you work, like inalala mo yung nakaraan. Okay, you step backward, no? And then, nag-work ka. Nag, Tsaka ka naghanap. Okay? Alright. Next is generate and test trial and error strategy. Create possibilities, test them, and discard the ones that are incorrect. But I want to remind everyone, of course, no, hindi lahat pwede trial and error strategy, no? Like for example, in UPCAT na try error, no? Kasi uh, life itself is a test. And sometimes, if we made a mistake, ang hirap na niyang ayusin na ibalik. So here in try and error strategy, applicable lang siya sa mga simple experiments, or for example, if you don't want to try and see the result, pwedeng through observations and experiences of other people na ganito yung ginawa niya, ganito yung naging effect sa kanya. Okay. So ano kaya naman sa case B, case A, case C to Z. All right? To see the possibility and the result of their decisions in life. Okay? Next is All right. So, how to cope and manage the effect of stress, no? Kasi kanina pa discuss ni Ma'am yung problem cycle, backward working forward and etc. no? So, inuna ko yon to tackle. Ito yung image of the problem. And ito tayo, giving our best to cope and manage the effect of stress, because when we say coping mechanism, it's the adaptation to environmental stress that is based on conscious or unconscious choice that enhance control over behavior or give psychological comfort. So we call it coping mechanism. So how to cope and manage stress? So first, we do have the cognitive technique. That's why sa lessons natin about thoughts, feelings, and behavior, we do cognitive restructuring. So that is cognitive technique. To cope and manage the effect of stress, we can do cognitive restructuring. No, kapag nagre-react na tayo masyado sa sitwasyon, we need to have what we call pagbabatikos. Okay? Next is intrapersonal adjustment. So, intrapersonal means your or within, no? So, first is you keep stressor or hassle lag, reduce exposure to noise, limit life changes, define success, and develop your spiritual aspect. That is from being, no? Next is interpersonal skills or outside yourself. So you assert yourself, you study how to solve conflict, time management, and social support. All right. Next is perception intervention, selective awareness, stop and smell the rose, attitude of gratitude, sense of humor. We limit our type A behavior and we foster our self-esteem. That is perception intervention. Next is relaxation techniques, of course. We do have meditation, guided imagery, and other relaxation techniques, no? Iba, massage, spa, no? All right. So, we need to look out for cues to stress, no? Yung palatandaan ng stress para alam natin how to cope consciously. And sometimes, no, kung nakakalimutan natin, unconsciously pala nagagawa na natin itong mga to. So we have pre-stress, mid-stress, and post-stress. Alright, so let's start sa pre-stress. So, your goal in pre-stress, bago ka ma-stress, is to anticipate what can be anticipated. To think through what I will have to think, do, and say. To emphasize planning and preparation. And to combat self-defeating irrational thinking. So that is for pre-stress. That's your goal. Remember that. Okay? Fight, fight, fight. Next is your cue for mid-stress, cue at mid-stress, recognition that the stressful situation is at hand and that now is the best time to do something about it. Now, worry and anticipation about the situation, negative emotions such as being overwhelmed, frustration, anger, depression, and anxiety. That is mid-stress. And we want to avoid and escape the following: physical stress symptoms, tensions, usual default stress coping, like we fight or flight, takbuhan na lang yung problema, or harapin. Next is increased defensive, aggressive, or non-aggressive behavior. So our goal for mid-stress are the following: to solve problems and deal with the stressful situations directly. Okay? To express what is on my mind, to sustain energy to remain focused on the task, to reassure myself that I can handle the situation one thing at a time, to reinterpret stress as a source of energy, my body calls to action. So that is your goal. Remember that goal, okay? Don't forget that. For post-stress, all right. So here's the cue for post-stress. Negative emotions such as anger pa rin, you feel so tired, and you find something to blame. No, usually sa post-stress. So what must be our goals? To evaluate my problem solving strategies and identify what worked and what did not, to find out what I can learn from this experience, to recognize that even small successes are important, to resist putting myself down for gradual process. Okay? And of course, our goals are to praise myself for making an attempt to cope, to keep trying, not to expect complete success at once. So at least you try and try. You never give up. To avoid putting myself down for setbacks and failures. And of course, to relax. That's for post stress. Okay? So again, you need to be aware for the cue if na-stress ka na. And then you need to cope. You need to use effective coping strategies, distract and relax for a short time only. Note down the self-defeating irrational thoughts and behavior. Sulat mo, then alisin mo, no? I-debunk mo lahat. Think of thoughts that will enable you to cope more effectively. Plan effective coping behaviors and execute the plan. For the reward, I want you to reward yourself. Be sure to give yourself a reward immediately after you achieve your goal. This may include short-term or long-term rewards, no? Don't forget to do that, lalo na kung napagtagumpayan mong isolve yung isang problem, no? All right, so we have alternative thoughts with self-compassion. For pre-stress, even if I can't anticipate what might happen, practicing into a solving frame of mind is a good idea. Okay? May mga controllable and uncontrollable situations. So, bago pa ikaw maka-experience ng problem, you need to have a problem-solving frame of mind. Meaning, you tend to respond than to react. Ito yung problema. So, ano yung pwede nating gawin? Okay? Next is, now is the time to do my relaxation exercise. Take a deep breath and relax. Okay? Bago harapin yung problem. Okay, wait lang. Okay? Para nakapag-isip pa tayo ng tama. It's normal to get tense before a stressful situation. Kasi nag-respond din yung ating katawan, no? That's why we feel so tense. Okay? Let's see if I can use this stress energy productively. No? Instead na magmukmok, you try to use this energy to work. All I can do is change what can be changed and forget about the rest, no? Mahirap baguhin ang mundo. Sobrang komplikado, but we can change yung pwede nating baguhin. Okay? And hindi naman totally forget about the rest, meaning let other people responsible for that situation do their part. Do their part. Okay? Sabi nga ng psychology professor ko, may ano ba? Mahirap sagipin ang buong mundo, no? Kasi we don't have any superpowers. And even superheroes have different powers. They have the limitations too. That's why they have teamworks. No? Gumagawa sila ng ways. All right. Next is just keep busy. It's better than wasting time getting upset. No? Pwede rin naman, no? Next, it's not the end. Ito, mid-stress na pala to. It's not the end of the world if I made a mistake. Sabihin lagi yan, ha, hindi pa katapusan ng mundo. Okay? And it's part of growing up. It means that we are learning. Okay. Next is I can use this as an opportunity to practice dealing with stress. Okay? Ako lagi ang iniisip ko every time I face hard problem, difficult problem. Isip ko, sa wakas, parang another opportunity to learn and to be stronger. No? Next is one step at a time, I can deal with this. Okay? Lalo na kapag sabay-sabay na yung nangyayari na problem natin. For example, nagkagalit kayong magkaibigan, nag-aaway yung parents mo, and like, baka maghiwalay na sila. And then you failed exam, for example, in philosophy and in other subjects. So, ayun, ang mahirap pag nagsabay-sabay. So, in mid-stress, I want you to do this. No? Think of this alternative thought with self-compassion. You need to think na, one step at a time, I can deal this. O, isa-isa lang muna. So, unahin ko yung friend ko o kaya yung studies ko, kung alin dun yung priority. Okay? Next is, let's again take a constructive problem-solving attitude. Okay? Again, people tend to react than to respond. Here, in personal development, i-remind kay ni Ma'am Aloria, ni Ma'am Francisco, Joseph Francisco, Aloria Francisco to, be proactive. Okay? Next is, there's no need to make more out of this than necessary. Okay? Yung kailangan lang. Don't focus on fear or anxiety, just what I have to do. Okay? Ang alam niyo problema sa mga kabataan is what we call fear of the unknown. Hindi pa nga nangyayari, takot na. That's why usually, I always tell to my students, we cross the bridge when we get there. At least we try, okay? And tinignan natin, we figure out what to do. Okay? Ano yung best na solution. Alright. This anxiety or anger is normal. Okay? But again, may time frame yan, no? Hindi naman forever galit ka. Hindi naman forever anxious ka, no? Kailangan pa rin i-manage yan. Next, take care not to leap to conclusions, no? Wag agad magko-conclude, no? Hindi ka lang binigyan ng regalo ngayong darating na Pasko, feeling mo hindi ka na mahal, no? Please, no? Reconstruct your thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Okay? Next is, look for the positive side, no? Pero again, may tawag tayong toxic positivity, yung nasobrahan naman, no? Yung, kumbaga, ah, binubugbog siya, ginugulpi siya, pero positive side daw, okay naman, at least di ako pinapatay. So, pangit din yun. We call it toxic positivity. Lahat ng sobra pangit. So, sinasabi lang ito in mid-stress that we look for the positive side so that we have things na grateful pa rin tayo, thankful pa rin tayo. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun, ine-erase natin yung buong situations. Okay? That's it. Next is, relax. Use your relaxation exercise. Okay? Next, even small successes. So, for post-stress, remember this, even small successes are important. No? Kasi dahil doon, unti-unti mo na-achieve yung goal mo. Alright. No matter how small, I am improving. That's what counts. Okay? Next is, I may be upset, but I deserve a pat on the back for making an attempt to cope. Galing mo talaga. Diba? At least you try. It's not bad. I will survive this. So, it did not work perfectly. I accept that. No, may 10% pangit dun sa ginawa ko. But 90% okay naman. And that is perfectly okay. No? At least I did not give up, di ba? Next time, I'll know what to expect and can cope even better. Okay, you have this realization. Next is, it does not make any sense to waste time putting myself down when things are over. Diba? Forgive yourself. Forgive other people. No? Next. So for our learning activity, I want you to write your personal ways to cope with stress and mental health. No? So I want you to write things you do to know that you are stressed, things you do to combat stress, and things you do after coping with stress. All right? So why is it important to have coping mechanism? Coping po yan, ha? Kasi magkaiba yung defense mechanism. Sorry for the word. All right. For the valuing and application, I want you to use the problem solving cycle. Like, I want you to identify your problem, define your problem, construct a problem solving strategy, write the informations about the problem. What resources do I have? Do you have? What do you know that the problem is being solved? Paano mo nalaman? O how do you know? What are other emerging issues that you need to pay attention to? Okay? So, I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. God bless.